My uncle here is called Foxy John Moriarty, well known to all locals. Foxy John's pub, but he had a little shop up top of town and he could sell you anything. Anything in the world. A genius, an absolute, and a lovely man to boot. To all of us, to all our family here. Very welcome, as was his wife, Hador, who was so absolutely, totally, spitefully rough, I can assure you. Alright? And Foxy would be saying, I come home from college, he says, God, Hador, and she said, yes, John, yeah. Carol loves meat pies.
Yeah, that's right.
So we'd have the meat pies the next day down to Patty. Foxy wanted meat pie, whatever he wanted, I loved him. Anyway, the story fell into my head that I had loads of stories about Foxy, and I have stories about stuff in, I think it's that book there, Dingle People. I have 40 stories of Dingle People in there. That was the last publication I had. But this story fell into my head, and I have a small section in hopefully the new book called Miscellaneous and Scapa agus Trini Féile, right? And this story fell into my head and I thought, there was worth putting this little bit in. And here I go. Another Christmas is upon us. And I used to work beside the counter. I think Joe did his time there, John Binney did his time. We were all, some people went to France, Sandra, to go to finishing school. we had to go to Foxy John. Some of them didn't do bad. I'm still trying to get there, all right? Here we go. We're ready. Ná creid photo. Ní bhí sé a cum ná cape agus má bhfuil bréag an bhíoch. Another Christmas was upon us, and I was back on duty behind the counter. A group of bar customers, Eddie Moore, Small Martin Flannery, and Kenneth Crawford, an English fisherman, were discussing the impact of the new currency. They were all in agreement that the price of the pint would fall victim to the price rise. Foxy was busy at the other counter selling the latest craze of the domestic front, a pressure cooker. It was a pot with a seal lid, and it cooked the food by not allowing the steam to escape. A valve in the lid adjusted the pressure to allow the steam to escape and to open the pot. However, it could be a tricky operation and not without the odd catastrophe. In fact, you tell you what you can do to your site. The lads stopped nattering and were all ears as Foxy was holding forth. Surely this was the greatest advent of Sister Slice Pan. Foxy was in full flight. It's the right job for a farmer on the hillside or a fisherman on the sea. It's no bother at all. Plug it in, set the timer, adjust the valve, and your dinner will be waiting for you. Happy days. My lord, the whole exercise sounded so simple, and a very happy customer departed the shop. Foxy had cast a sprat to catch a salmon. Almost immediately, Ken Crawford ambled towards the other counter and asked to see this father and mother of all inventions. Ken, a Londoner by birth and an accountant by profession, had escaped the city rat race and lived in Dingle for the previous 20 years. A gentle old soul, he spent many years pot fishing and was now living a solitary life on the slopes of Mount Eagle, about 6 miles. He was well regarded, and Foxy often pontificated that there was plenty of room in Dingle for nice people. Come into my nest, says the spider to the fly. And soon Ken was handing over his hard-earned cash to the master salesman. The miniature cooker was affixed to the carrier of Ken's bicycle, and he headed west for southern sauce. Mala, Grabba, agus Baggart, game, set, and mashed for Foxy John. He immediately celebrated his double coup with 3 quick tumblers from the paddy bottle. Later that evening, I revisited the shop, and a new crew had settled in the bar. Retired teachers Johnny O'Connor, Keeveen Canadian, were conversing with Foxy and John Dunn from Ventry. Suddenly, the peaceful night was disturbed when the front door began to rattle. We instantly turned around and could see the shadow of a person who was holding a large bag over his shoulder. Hell, what could this be on this dark winter's night? Perhaps it was Daddy Manolo, Father Christmas, or a lost soul in search of directions to Bethlehem. The door burst open, and in bowls Ken Crawford. At first, I thought it was an apparition. In any day, what urgent business had brought him back to town? Without uttering a word, he placed the bag on the far-off counter. There was total silence as he rummaged and untied the mysterious object. Aladdin-like, he released the genie from the bottle and sat the icon in its full glory on the counter. Yes, the incomparable pressure cooker. This moment of high drama seemed to last for a lifetime. Finally, Ken turned around and addressed his startled audience in a refined, cultured accent. Hey, Foxy, is there any chance you could get that fucking dinner out of the fucking contract before I fall in a heap like a dead donkey? All hell broke loose, and the air was filled with laughter. Poor Ken, famished with the hunger, rested his weary bones. Before he could draw another breath, Foxy, with a smile on his face, larger than Dingle Bay, ordered a round of drinks, which included a brandy for the gentle hero. Soon Honora arrived out with a plate laden with sandwiches, and a great night was had by all. The following morning, Foxy's mechanic, Larry O'Donoghue, released Ken's dinner from the steel jail. Foxy sacked himself from selling pressure cookers, and harmony was restored. All mentioned are Foxy kind to say Cora at the Lord's table, because she's solace na bloch or